1, and we're live.
Breaking news as of like 15 hours ago.
But we're just getting it right now in our ears.
Yeah, we're getting it. What's going on?
You know we're late bloomers. What do you expect? Anything different? Let's go.
Big news. Big news.
At 4 a.m. this morning, an explosive went off at the Georgia Guidestones, obliterating one of the pillars. Those of you who don't know what the Georgia Guidestones are, we're not going to get into the long history of what it is and what they are and the ins and outs of it. We did a full case file on this.
Full case file.
If you're interested in learning all about the Georgia Guidestones, alien theorists theorizing, look up Georgia Guidestones. It's probably case file. It's after 200, I think.
We didn't even have time to look up when we did it, but
no, we did it around March 4th, 2020. So 2 years ago.
2 years ago? Oh, it's probably case file like 120. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. I will give just if you don't know.
It's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant. We did a case file on it. You just go search for it and you can listen. But what they are like granite slabs that are in, I think it's somewhere in Elbert County or something.
Yeah, Elbert County, Georgia. They're granite slabs. Lots of people call them America's Stonehenge, which is, not really fair because these aren't like ancient. A lot of people are like, it's crazy. Someone would blow up an ancient structure. I'm like, it's 1980s. It was erected. It's not ancient.
It's not ancient by any means, but they are. I mean, they're weighing like over 100,000 kilograms. Was like 230,000 pounds. They are like astronomically aligned. They say it on certain days, like the sun will poke through a hole, like in one of the stone slabs. So there's like whoever, and the mystery was like no one really knew who put them up in the end.
The guy that commissioned him used a pseudonym or something like that, right?
Yeah, he's a fake name, and some people say like, oh, like it was done for tourism or it was done for this. Some people say they are a New World Order marker because
it was commissioned by some shell corporations that are owned by shell corporations. Like you can't really nail down whoever commissioned this piece.
Supposedly the guy that had them commissioned, though, he was quoted saying the stones would function as a compass, calendar, and a clock, and should be capable of withstanding catastrophic events, not including bombs.
Because
obviously it didn't withstand a bomb.
But the stones themselves had 10 commandments, you could say, written in 8 languages. So there's like 4 different stones or 4 slabs of stone, and on each side was a different language, but they all said the same thing. Maintain humanity under 500,000 in perpetual balance with nature. Guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. Unite humanity with a living new language. Rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. Protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. Let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. Avoid petty laws and useless officials. It's a great one. Balance personal rights with social duties. Prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite. Be not a cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature. Leave room for nature. So it says that.
It's kind of like 9.
So that's what they are.
Well, and like a lot of people pointed to that, like they were, saying how to rebuild. Some people said it was population control. To be honest, we don't really know. We don't know what this was, what the meaning was of it. It is mysterious, and that's why people have gone to go see it, and it's been a focus in the conspiracy corners. So some interesting things happened today. I'm just going to go through the timeline of events because I was following this story closely when it first kind of popped up on my radar about 8:45 this morning. So a bomb goes off, just absolutely obliterating the pillars. And if you're listening to this and you want to see any of it, head to our social medias. Any of them. I posted a ton of them. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Well, first, yeah, definitely do that. But first, the first thing that I read was the Georgia Guidestones had been vandalized. That's all it said. right away. Just vandalized. Like, oh, some of them might be broken. I was like, oh shit. I mean, they've been vandalized before. It's not the first time.
Yeah, people write, all sorts of things. Fuck you, Bill Gates. Fuck you, George Soros.
They're a target for the MAGA crowd, right? Like I remember there was a Candace Taylor. She was running for, I think, governor of Georgia, and part of her platform was to destroy the Georgia Guidestones.
Yeah, she said
one of them tore down, right?
Yeah, she said if she gets elected, she would pull down the New World Order globalist agenda monument overnight. Even today, she tweeted that like God works in a mysterious way, and he struck down the monument. So God, right now, I knew that guy was no good. He's right now number one suspect, I think.
God.
Well, people have been pointing fingers at him, saying he did it.
He is one of the only characters I've read about that can smite from the heavens.
Yeah.
Or a silver sedan, from what we saw from those cameras, right?
Wait, was this done from a silver sedan?
Well, looked like they saw one speeding away from the scene. They've got that on camera.
Okay, so I didn't see that. I just seen. So yeah, first I read that they were vandalized, and then hours later there was video of Braden posted videos like, oh, they exploded. It's like someone blew them up. Was it? So it was like.
It looks like the one pillar. Like the first videos we got of it were like aerial shots of news being like it was vandalized, and then there was an explosion, and you see that like one of the 4 pillars was completely turned to rubble, which right away to me was like, well, that's weird. Like I would like to see how damaged are these other ones, like because whatever hit that one fucking destroyed it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was hit with some heavy artillery for sure.
When I seen the video, I was like, that's RPG. Like someone fucking launched a grenade.
Some fucking Taliban shit.
Oh, so I'm okay. So I just pulled up a couple of videos on the fly here, and I do see the sedan. So this little fucking gray silver sedan. Mm-hmm. So if you're watching the live stream, we're going to play them. If you're just listening to the podcast, which most people are, we'll describe them, but also go look them up if you have not seen them yourself. Maybe I'll post a couple links in the episode description. So here is, what do we got here? Capture. So first, this one's we'll start with this grainy one. It's not as good, but. So this is from the independent TV. May find this distressing? Sure. Yeah, okay. What? That's not what I wanted. What? It's just a street brawl? What?
What did I just watched a woman club another man. That was 100% not what happened there.
That was not what I wanted to see. Okay, well,
I think the video is so quick.
Okay, here it is. So it shows an explosion. It's going to show it again here.
You see the rocks just all blasting out in one direction. Not all directions, one direction.
Okay, we're slowing it down here, repeating. They're standing. Just pop. You can see a puff of smoke in the distance underneath like a floodlight.
Yes, yeah, I noticed that too.
So here's a better video, I believe. So there must be continuous security footage of CCTV from at the site. So they're standing there, and it looks like in the distance there's like a puff of smoke at the same time as the stone just gets obliterated, and then it shows from a different camera this little fucking silver sedan kind of like cruising away.
Yeah, and it's like
boom. You can see
it.
You see that though? You see that little puff of smoke?
That thing got pounded, dude.
It looks like it looks like an RPG, like someone launched a fucking rocket at this monument.
Dude, that's definitely the act of Vanilla ISIS for sure.
Vanilla Ice.
For fucking sure.
Let's start calling white supremacists that from now on.
Vanilla ISIS.
Vanilla ISIS? Yeah, for sure.
Now it does look like that because I thought when I first saw the video, because I didn't see the sedan video till later on today, but when I first saw that, I went, man, if someone because they were like, oh, an explosive was placed on a pillar, and I was like, I feel like that explosion, while would have looked the same, would have damaged some of the other ones too, right? Or maybe toppled another one. But like this looks like it looks like it got impacted, like directed, right? Like it all just gets obliterated.
Like, yeah,
shooting rubble and debris.
I'm not an explosive expert by any means. I've never shot or blown up anything more than taping a bunch of firecrackers together. But I mean, imagine if you like strapped some C4 or some type of explosive to one of them, the explosion radius would have damaged a lot of it. But this one looks like it was just something like a projectile hit it, and then all the debris went flying behind it, like pop, and just like exploded out the backside.
Can we get Uncle Slam on the phone? I feel like he'd know.
Who's an explosive expert in
Probably
the chat
Uncle
here?
Slam.
Yeah.
Anyone a demolition expert can tell us what that exact explosion was, because to me, I mean, that looked pretty suspect of some type of.
Well, wasn't the panel that got taken out too? Wasn't it the only one that had like inscriptions in Hindi and something else?
Dan said that in our chat, and I wasn't sure.
Dan said he thought that might be the one that got hit, but I think he was just assuming that based on Vanilla ISIS and that maybe they would target that one. But honestly, I don't necessarily, like, if you look at the people that are mad at that monument and the globalist agenda and they think it's population control, I just think they're shooting at whatever one was broadside from the road.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine that if you're so mad at this monument, you think it's part of the New World Order, and it stands for everything you hate. Like, you just don't like this monument for whatever reason. I don't think you've really looked at it close enough to know exactly what wing of the monument, to what language you hate the most, that you want to blow up.
Well, but it's interesting though, because like, do you think they would have known that it would have had to be torn down after one of the pillars went?
Well, dude, that's an interesting thing. That's an interesting thing, because again, this is an act where, this has caused considerable damage to this monument, and obviously there's a criminal investigation. As of right now, I'm not sure. I haven't checked the news in like the last 2 hours, but there's no suspect apprehended at the moment, to my knowledge, which means it's an ongoing investigation. And the craziest thing to me is that they went in with an excavator and knocked everything else down, basically ruining the crime scene. I was like, why did they knock it down? They said it was unsafe, but I was like, why wouldn't you just, to who? Like, put a fence around it while you're looking through this thing.
Why? But these are standing stones, right?
These are standing stones. So the one pillar, so what they said is the top one. I posted a video of it, Zell. You can see the excavator knocks the top stone off. The other one falls. The guy gets out for a bit and talks. Then he comes over and just pushes the other two over, and they break on top of the other one.
But after he took off the top piece.
After he took off.
So if he didn't take off the top piece, which was like pretty much holding them together, they probably wouldn't have fallen.
Probably not.
Because it got blown up. It didn't fall. I mean, this thing is not. It's they're large stones, but this thing is like, it's not. It's 13 feet tall. It's not like a skyscraper. It's not, like, it's not. There's no other buildings around. There's no real people around. You could easily just fence it off, a couple security guards, and this. I can't believe they actually just demolished it. Like, all right, one's down. You know what? This is a hostile takeover by the town mayor. He's like, I hate this thing. I want to get rid of it. I want to build a park here. These fucking stones got to go. Blow them up, knock them down right away before anyone can say anything. In a week, they're gone. In a month, this land is sold. And in 2 years, you got a 50-story skyscraper right here.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I will suggest, so if you do want up-to-date news on this, and you like factual, good news, do not search Georgia Guidestones suspect in Twitter, because holy fuck.
What are the suspects?
I just thought, I was like, hey, I was wondering if there's any updates, and all I'm seeing is Agenda 21.
It was Alex Jones.
COVID-19 sterilization.
Choke me, Eddie.
Like, yeah, I'm like, whoa.
But
I saw one funny one though. They're like, we found the suspect, and it's Pepe with like a little one of those little cartoon bombs. But yeah,
Acme bombs or something.
Yeah, not getting anything good on Twitter.
But why would what do the stones have to do anything besides, like, it's a message?
That's the elite's plan.
But it's a message in
sterilize.
Yeah, but that's not going to change if they say
The
hypothetically,
message is how to rebuild society.
Yeah, after they
or
kill us all off with
It
COVID.
doesn't
it's
actually. It
not
doesn't
how to
say-
rebuild a society at all.
No, it's the perfect society.
You see all the elites now? They're like, "Oh fuck! Like, what are we gonna do now?
That's
we have
what-
no plans.
That's what I mean. So
Destroyed
you
our stone. We
so
don't know
you
what to
blow
do."
up the elite. Let's just say you blow up. This is the elite's plan to keep humanity under 500 million or whatever,
and it was all written in stone.
written in stone.
10 ideas.
And
Now that that's the start,
there's no other. It's all over the internet. I'm reading
score
it
one
right
for
now.
Jesus.
I'm reading it right now. It's not like
Score one for Jesus.
This
You
stuff-
can't sterilize or kill anybody.
okay. So I just don't understand. So you blow up the stone, they knock them down. You've defeated the agenda. Is that what the plan was?
I mean, they've been vilified by the MAGA crowd. So somebody who's probably pro just decided that they hate those things. That is an object of their fucking.
I would say like this, like I would say there's like there's a lot of people, not just MAGA crowd, that don't like this monument.
There's a lot of people. Yeah, sure.
I would say
Who else? Why?
a lot of people like it's not. I don't think it's just MAGA people that think this is
not
like an NWO thing based on
but it's
history.
But like, it's been a part of people's platform that are running for governor in that fucking.
Yeah, but let's
State,
say though that yes, it's sure MAGA crowd, sure, but also just conspiracy crowd in general. Not everyone's a MAGA person. Just in general, people are like
fair.
they have their own thoughts and theories of these stones, regardless.
I mean, it all sounds pretty good to me.
500 million, just knock off
Yeah.
90%, 95% of the population.
Just boys, Thanos.
Snap.
Yeah, just snapped it, solved it for you. But I don't know. I like putting nature first. That's a good idea.
Hey, if you
Any room
read
for it?
them, some of them sound pretty good.
Yeah.
Put nature first. Be not a cancer on the earth. That sounds good.
I mean, that's pretty much what fucking Christians do with the Bible. They don't follow all the plans. They're not out smiting people, well, for the most part. But
Avoid petty laws and useless officials. I agree. That
take the good, cut the bad.
I mean, there's some shit in there like guide reproduction wisely. I mean, that could be taken different ways. Like, are we talking like
We need a New Testament Guidestones is what the problem is.
so we got to
make some amendments.
So this one wasn't quite right. Had some stuff in there that could have been taken out of context. Not right.
One of the best
We will
little
rebuild.
things I saw online was that someone like had clipped a clip of the three pillars, and then it cut to Jean-Baptiste Emmanuel Zorg going, not one or two or three, 4 stones. Where are the stones? From Fifth Element, I had a good laugh at that. But again, I just want to go back to the point. Does it not seem rushed to you guys that there's an ongoing investigation?
Absolutely.
Oh,
And,
100%.
You know, this afternoon, with not even 10 hours after this explosion, not even 10 hours, there's an excavator just knocking these things over. To me, it seems, I'm like, does that not seem rushed? Now, part of me wondered, I couldn't remember, and I was trying to look it up, if this is on private land or not, and that's why this thing was commissioned. Like, is it commissioned on public land or is it private? Because the one thing that I was curious is because we don't know who commissioned the first one. We don't really know who owned it or who's behind it. You know, people have ideas and speculations, but I was like, if this thing got knocked down, I will be very interested if and how long it takes to rebuild, and if there's an opportunity to kind of follow the money at that point.
I don't think they're rebuilding. I really don't. Why? Like, why? There was no point in the first place besides whoever built it. They wanted to put this message on the stone. Some people say it was for tourism. Some people say, like, who knows? So I just don't think you rebuild this. Like, I think it seems calculated that they blow it up and tear it down in one day. Gone.
All right.
But there's also a time capsule, is there not?
Yes. Yeah, apparently.
So what do they do with that?
I don't remember reading about that, but a lot of people have been like, what are they doing with the time capsule? And I'm like, fucking dig that shit. We'll leave that shit in the ground, man. It's probably some virus.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We don't need COVID-22 coming out of that fucking thing.
But a lot of people have been saying like this is a couple of the theories that I was reading and following along online, where one was that like this is like the beginning of whatever their plan is. Like this is the globalist NWO agenda, and this is kicking things off, was destroying this monument, and it was things to come. I saw that one. One I really liked is, let's not all forget that yesterday, July 5th, we powered CERN up, the Hadron Collider, to fucking max power. And there's theories that firing that thing up in the past has thrown us on these into weird timelines. And whatever they did yesterday threw us back into one. We were in the direction. Our timeline that we were on before was an NWO New World Order takeover, globalist control, and whatever timeline we've shifted back to, that was a significant moment where this thing gets destroyed. That plan is that
That's
timeline.
The first domino to fall.
First domino to fall after that is this. It's like whatever they've done, they've corrected whatever timeline. I was kind of getting.
I like that theory.
I was going down some rabbit holes of like this all started with CERN, like CERN, and now this.
Hey, they found the Higgs boson in 2012. We had the Mandela effect. All our childhood memories are mixed up or erased or forgotten. Now we have full power CERN in 2022. The day after. Has anyone checked to see if we're back into the really good timeline where it's the Berenstein Bears? Has anyone checked?
Oh, yeah.
Can we go to the library right now? What is that noise? Oh, shit. We had a fucking pause there.
Did we just switch into another fucking
We just
universe?
switched dimensions again, I believe.
Did we just lose? Did we just go from 616 to another one?
Did someone snap? We lose Braden?
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, he's a small Braden now, though, on the stream.
Oh, yeah, weird.
Oh, tiny Braden.
Tiny Braden.
It's better that way.
I like this universe better. I'm bigger than Braden.
It is, though. I've been following this very closely because I would love to see, the suspect apprehended and, learn about them and what their beliefs are and stuff. But again, the hitch I can't get over is that when someone messaged me and they said, "Hey, I know you're interested in this. They're about to knock down these stones live stream." And I went, "Oh, in my head, I went, oh, someone's going to bomb them. Someone's about to attack them again." And then I went and I saw the excavator and I was like, it was like a news report. They're like, yeah, they decided to knock them down. I'm like, is there not an investigation, like a federal investigation underway? Like, did they have explosive experts and shit all on the scene? They've done all their calculations, everything. Like, they've taken pictures. To me, I was just like, this seems insane that this is just, some people said it's just getting swept under the rug. They don't want you to follow the story too much. They don't want you to know what's going on. And I was like, when I saw this, I was like, man, that's
to be honest with you, here's the other thought though. Like, do you think they don't know where these came from? They don't know who paid for it. Do they really give a shit? They're like, listen, it's already busted.
That's what I mean.
Tear it down.
That's what I mean. Like the current like city councils, like, oh, they blew them up.
Yeah,
all right, tear them down. We hated them anyway.
Yeah, we wanted that space anyways. Like, it's surprising to me that it must be private property because why wouldn't they just tear it down to begin with?
Or it was like commissioned by an old city council for tourism, or something, and now the new one's like, how do we get rid of these fucking things?
I mean, you know what though? It's like
Crazy Joe to shoot a rocket at it.
Yeah.
There's weird shit like this everywhere. Like, you think about like when those were first popped up, and you're like, oh, they're talking about population control. That's pretty fucked. But then you go to Denver Airport, and you're like, wow, that's way fucking weirder.
And that's like an international icon.
Yeah, like Lucifer.
Well,
Lucifer.
And I think the federal agencies would take this seriously because you have someone like the story that we're told, that we're led to believe right now, is there's someone out there that either planted an explosive on this and detonated it. So they have the capabilities and they're making explosives to blow things up.
Couldn't it just be like tannerite or something like that though? Can't you buy tannerite?
Yeah, but yeah, you can.
Is tannerite that powerful to be able to blow
I
up
don't
a
know if
stone?
it's that
Oh, dude,
powerful.
haven't you seen like
Yeah.
I saw some dude fucking fill it in a fridge and shoot a
And-
fridge. full
Well,
of
that's what I mean,
tannerite?
though. So tannerite, don't you have to? You would have to like drill into the stone, pack it in, light a fuse, and blow it up. So there would be video of people doing that. This
I've
looks
got
like
an idea. The thing to me is like that's the best footage they have of that car. I bet you they already have a suspect. They just don't want to release it.
Well, yeah, that's what. So I'm saying, if say they did, someone came to the monument, packed it full of
Yeah.
some explosive, ran away, blew it up from the car, and drove away. Yeah, they would have more of a suspect. But or if someone launched a rocket or something from a distance, just far enough away, and blew it up, then it'd be harder to. I guess it'd be harder to lock that down.
What I'm saying is that either way, this behavior is 100% cause for concern, and I think federal agencies and local law enforcement would be just as concerned if someone shot a rocket or blew up a tree on the side of the highway. Like they'd be like, "Why is this person doing this?
Yeah.
What's going on?" Like this is concerning because if they're doing this, like it's to me with the monument, it's like, is it out of a place of hate? You're mad at this monument. Could you be mad at something else or some other building like the Denver airport? Could this person be heading there to, at other targets where, people have said it's part of the NWO or globalist agenda, right? So I think this would be taken the utmost seriously. But again, it's very strange that, within 12 hours, they had a crew come in an excavator, drive over the scene and knock these fucking things down.
It's crazy because you try and get an excavator. Say just tomorrow, you need an excavator tomorrow for the end of the day to do a job. Good fucking luck. People are busy, man. Construction's backed up. Like, there's no way you get a fucking just random excavator to show up. Like, unless you paid them a fortune.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like that's because you would have had to make phone calls. You would have had to make phone calls, line up. I'm sure there's some sort of excavator that'll do emergency work. They're probably right up.
Yeah,
so you're
usually
calling
for
this thing
fires or floods or
on an emergency basis. You're like, hey, like we need this now. They're like, okay, we'll try to scramble and in the next hour or two we'll be out there, right? Let's just say from the time like this excavator guy gets a phone call, right? And he's like, all right, I will load up my stuff right now. Let's give him even more of benefit on the doubt. He's like, I already have an excavator on a truck.
Benefit on the dope.
I like that.
Benefit on the yeah.
I like that a
on
lot.
the dough.
Yeah, and he goes, it's already on the truck. I'm on my way. I will be there in an hour.
But you'd
By the
imagine
time-
they would have had some type of engineers come out and be like, "No, this is fucked. We got to pull it down. Like
Right,
it's
that's the
not
other
safe. We can't."
That's what I mean, though. It's not like a.
This is a 10-hour window we got to work with here to get all this shit done. An investigation.
Not a
all
lot of
these
shit
officials
happening in
coming on.
Georgia.
I guess
This was the only. But it's like I could see if like hypothetically someone like set off a bomb at a building, it had potential to collapse in a public space. Yeah, you have engineers and heavy equipment. Yeah, 100%. But this place seems out of the like in the middle of nowhere, kind of.
It does make sense. Like with that one, that Candace, fuck, I forget her name. The lady that was running, it was going to be part of her platform to tear it down. Right. Maybe whoever's in charge right now wasn't a big fan of it, but saw the backlash that she got about wanting to tear it down. So he's like, fuck, we really want to get rid of this thing, but we can't because people are going to be up in arms about it. So now that somebody fucking took one of the pillars out. Perfect. Beautiful. Let's use this opportunity, tear it down, pave paradise, put up a fucking parking lot.
Pave paradise and put up a parking lot.
a lot of people in the comments are saying it's been solved, and it is in fact an airplane hit it, and the same airplane that hit the Pentagon
That makes
on
sense.
9/11
Makes sense.
hit the Georgia Guidestones.
Jet fuel.
Yeah. Again, the timeline of looking at this, like, not even 12 hours, because at 4 o'clock, I posted a video at 2, so 2, not even 12 hours, like not even 10 hours. And you've had all these people on scene and done, and you're like, okay, close it up, knock her down, we're done. It just seems, I don't know why, but I feel like there's something else going on that,
It's
or
suspicious.
they knew that this was coming coming down today, just by how fast
they had the excavator
everything's
lined up in anticipation of it blowing up. That's what happened. That's why he got there so fast. That's the only thing that makes sense. You already had him on call. He's like, we're tearing down Georgia Guidestones today. He's like, oh, why? They're standing. He's like, well, we're just tearing them down. Then they blow up. He's like, oh, I get you. I'll be right there. I don't know. It's I'm sure over the next handful of days, week or two, more information will. My gut feeling says this is a random act by a random citizen that had access to some type of explosive. And
why not, dude? My thing is, I'm like, why aren't they releasing the information of the suspect?
Because maybe
at this point,
if they have a suspect in custody, do they announce that right away within the first day?
Well, I would say that if they have a suspect in custody, they would say,
or a suspect at large.
Yeah, but they would say, because they would ask for the public health. It's no different when they have these high profile things. They'll be like, we're looking for this one. If you see this sedan, call the local law enforcement.
Well, maybe they already know who it is and they don't want to spook them.
That's what I mean.
They want them to know that they know.
So there's two ways.
They don't want them to know that we know that they know that we know that they know.
Exactly what Andrew said. So the suspect, whoever did it, either had to get to the monument to place explosives and blow it up from a distance, or shoot explosives from a distance. Those are really.
It looks like it got shot by something.
It looks like it got fucking blown the fuck up by a rocket or something.
Fuck yeah, big time.
Just like the direction of the explosion out the back, just like bang, and like all the stones go flying, and you can see like a puff of smoke in the distance, and then the whole monument goes up in smoke at the same time. I mean, I don't know the speed of a RPG, but I would imagine it's from a short distance away. Like you couldn't tell, you wouldn't see that rocket. It would just come in and bang, blow it up.
Whoa!
Oh shit! Someone's got their phone on.
That was weird.
That's a phone.
Still going on.
Phone interference.
And they don't. NWO doesn't like us talking about
someone on Rogers.
No, I'm on Tellus.
Tellus, Braden.
Nope, not Rogers. Shaw.
Fucking CIA's on fucking Rogers though.
That's what I
heard.
So yeah.
Fuckers.
The
CIA and CSIS
tapping this.
Yep.
Yeah, it's. I just quickly looked it up to see if there's any they've officially released the footage of the gray sedan, but they're tight-lipped on everything. If they have a suspect, if they're looking for anyone, which seems weird to me. I don't know. Yeah, people are asking. They demolished the stones after the explosion. They had an excavator in place within 10 hours to knock down the remaining stones that were, in my opinion, perfectly fine, because they also had a giant fucking granite top piece that was holding them all in place.
There's no immediate risk to public.
No.
You also could have just fenced it off too, right?
That's what I mean. You could have put a fence around with a security guard.
But right, it does make sense if this is private property, right? And if the police and the authorities are there, they're like, hey, we want to investigate this. And the owner of the property or a spokesperson for the owner of the property goes, no, get off the property. We'll deal with it. We're knocking it down. Right? And they're like, all right, fair enough.
What can you do?
What can you do? Right? And that's what I wasn't sure if this thing was on private property. I couldn't remember or not. I was trying to look into it, but I couldn't find it off the top of my.
Yeah, this was just a last minute thing. It was breaking news. We felt like we really had to talk about it because it's in the circle we run in. It's a pretty big. It's the most severe vandalism of a conspiracy related object.
Yeah, we haven't seen a scandal this big since the Berkshire Monument got removed by City Council.
Exactly.
Since the Sphinx lost its nose, dude. This is huge.
Yeah.
Let's go down in history. All right, well, we're going to pay attention to the story as it unfolds, but right now, it's day one. Not a lot of information is out there, so hopefully... fucking imagine it was just something that we have no idea. It was exposed to. I'm fucking. Am I drunk? I can't speak anymore.
Maybe.
It's just. Fuck! I can't say. I feel like I'm trying to say photography.
It's
supposedly, whatever. It's
supposedly.
Supposedly. It
So
was supposed. What's the word I'm trying to find? Supposedly.
according to the Elbert County, Georgia tax assessor's records, the Georgia Guidestones property at 1031 Guidestones Road, Elberton, Georgia, is owned by the Elbert County Board of Commissioners. It was gifted to the county in 1979, so the year before it was commissioned by this mysterious strangers or a group of strangers, at a value of $5,000. And it has a current value. This is 3 years ago. It has a current land value of $16,965, and the property consists of 4.93 acres. So it's not private land. So there's
some pretty cheap property.
Right away, we can say this is fucking weird that they've wrapped up this investigation, had people come and knock it down, and had all these people assess it within 10 hours. Government doesn't move that fast, baby.
No, it doesn't.
I don't care. This has added another layer of mystery for me, because the government, this would have been an all week thing.
This is pre-planned cleanup.
It's interesting. That's what I'm thinking. Someone was on call with this.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we want to do a quick little summary of it. We will pay attention and we'll come back when more information unfolds. But pretty crazy.
Yeah, if you want to know more about the Georgia Guidestones, like I said, look up our case file, Georgia Guidestones, search alien theorists theorizing, scroll back to the feed. You will find it. And stay tuned for more alien theorists theorizing. And as we say at the end of these things, keep those eyes on the skies.